Hey Flosstube, it is Michelle from Made by Michelle McGraw, and it is September 6th, 2023. I always hesitate to say the date because I get it wrong more often than not. A lot. I know the date, I just think of something else. So hopefully that is right. I have piles and piles of stuff beside me. I have meant to film for a while and things keep coming up, or somebody comes home and it's not a good time to film, or I have to do errands. So this is a long time coming on filming, so I have a lot to show. But I'm super excited to show everything I have. So I did a lot of ironing beforehand because I had a lot to show. I have quite a bit of stash to show, and I'll talk about that and why I have so much stash. And I think that's everything. So it is summer in the South, so we are hot. I mean, there's just no way to go about it. We're hot. We're hot, we're cranky. Hopefully it'll start to break soon, but who knows. I have the camera a little farther back, and I'm not sure if I like it this far back. The lighting looks really good, so I kind of want to keep it. We'll see. It's just further back on my table because I have so much on my table. So we'll see. I'll try to zoom in. I'll try to bring things up close so you can see them when I show the stitching though. And worst case scenario, we do this in one take here. So if I have to move the camera, I will warn you beforehand and I'll move it up slightly. So anyhow, let's get started. Let's see what's going on here. We are on the countdown to wedding. My son gets married in October. So all of the stuff for the wedding, all of the guys got their suits. All my boys are in the wedding. So my two younger boys had to get fitted for a suit as well. The suits worked, except the pants needed to be adjusted because my son decided he wanted to wear cowboy boots with the one that's getting married, Kyle. Wanted to wear cowboy boots, and all of the other guys were like, can we wear cowboy boots too? So he was like, yeah, let's all wear cowboy boots. So they're all wearing cowboy boots, and the pants needed to be changed. They had told the guy, and apparently he forgot to put it down or something. Anyhow, they're fixing it. I think they go tomorrow to go, no, Friday, to go try on the pants the final time. My husband, I finally got him clothes. He does not want to wear a suit, so I've got him some dress pants and a dress shirt, and I got him shoes this past weekend. That was the last part we needed to do, and he pouted like a baby having to go shopping because he doesn't like to do that. I literally walked into one store, had him try on the very first pair, and that was the pair we bought. And I'm like, if they fit, they're good, let's go. It was easy. It was easy. I didn't think it was going to be easy. My husband wears a size 14 boot. So I didn't know if he would go down in a size in dress shoes. I go down in a size in dress shoes from sneakers. So I thought maybe he would. He did. So the store actually had his size. So he tried them on. They worked. We bought them. We left. And he could stop pouting. So that worked out good. So that was kind of the last piece. I have my dress. I think I have my shoes. I need to try them on with the dress, just to make sure. I'm gonna wear, excuse me, little booties. And I got the first pair. They were so pointed toe that like when you walked, I didn't know this was a thing. When you walked in them, like you heard my heel hit and then you heard the toe smack down. So it was like tick, 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 tick. It was so bizarre. I was like, and I could barely get my foot in these boots. And I'm like clearly this size. Like I wear an 8.5 in a dress shoe. And I'm like, they were so angled. It was ridiculous. I literally was like, no, those are going back. If you have to return to Boot Barn, they are super easy. Just FYI, super easy. I didn't even have to take any paperwork, although I had it. She looked at my email, boom, within 5 minutes, I had it back in my account. So it was super easy. I had ordered 2 pairs, the second pair worked. So yeah, I just need to I'm going to take my dress and my husband's stuff and go get it laundered. go get it dry cleaned so it's nice and pressed and everything in bags, and I'll hang it. I'm trying to wait a little bit more before I go do that before the wedding. So it'll be all pressed, and I don't even have to press stuff. So that's the kind of laundry I like. Something I don't have to do. And if my mother heard that, she would like be horrified, because she's horrified I don't use an iron. I do. I use an iron to iron cross stitch. So let's get to the cross stitch. Okay. Because I have so much, I might go slightly out of order. I'll try to show my whips first. They're kind of towards the back, but we'll go. Okay. If you have been here in any amount of time, thank you for joining me. If you are new, be sure to subscribe, and everybody give it the like button, because that helps something. I don't know what it helps, but that's what everybody says. So I don't know what it helps. Nobody is paying me to do a floss tube, so I don't know what it does. I don't know, but like it. I don't know. All right. If you've been here a while, you know that I have been stitching the goal to 55 ornaments in 2023. I've been doing that with Raquel, the Viking Mom, Red Poppy Crafts, Cow Stitcher, and Lovin's Stitchin'. I thought that I was going to make the 55 goal just because I had decided I wanted to stitch Christmas throughout the year. So that's what I did. I've been stitching Christmas ornaments all year long. I've had a blast on doing it. If anybody is thinking about doing this in the future, maybe 55 is, or 52 is too much for you. But if you want to do ornaments throughout the year, it has been super fun. I have been able to do ornaments that I've had in my stash that I just never get around to doing. I love the patterns, but there's always something else I need to stitch. This year, it's like, nope, I like it. I'm stitching it now. And I've had so much fun doing that. Excuse me, I'm a little hoarse today. Probably allergies. So sorry about that. So I knew I would reach my goal, or I was pretty sure I'd reach my goal. Plus, I do 16 ornaments for my kids. I do 4 each ornament for each of my kids, including my husband, or my son's soon-to-be wife, Mackenzie. She's one of my kids too. So 16 ornaments, and the categories are kind of always the same. There's a religious one, there's a Santa-y one, normally ends up being a prairie schooler, but it doesn't have to be, something Santa. Something that happened throughout the year. If I can find an ornament that represents that, I was able to this year, I was able to last year. We'll see how far I can go with that. So everybody kind of gets that series, and then everybody gets their individual ornament. Just something that is something of interest to them. And I'll show you the ones that I've done for the kids. I have started everybody's ornaments. I have 2 ornaments left to go, and I have done a start on those 2, and that's their individual ornament. So I'll show you those and explain why I chose what I chose. So far, finished ornaments, I've done 55, and I'm not done. So I have reached my goal, which has been so much fun. Now I need a goal to finish, to fully finish. I don't have any fully finishes to show today. I actually did do a fully finish, but it was for my sister for a wedding gift. So we fully finished it, and she took it home with her. So I haven't done any fully finishing. That is my next goal. 2 more ornaments to get done, and then I'm putting glue on my behind, and I'm gonna sit in the finishing chair, and I'm gonna start getting some of these things finished, because I have a ton to do. I'm going to start with finishing the ornaments for the kids first, because I want to get those to the kids, and then I will finish my other ones that I've done for me. So that's kind of my rough goal. All right, let's get into finishes. Okay, so the first set that I've done are these from Blackberry Lane Designs, and it's Starry Starry Night, and there's 1, 2, all of this. These are really, really small to show, so let me see if I can get up close. So I'm doing the silhouette ones, not this one, although I will finish those, I will do those at another time. This is a pattern I have in there, right there's one. This is just one that's kind of in the set. It's the Wiseman from Blackberry Lane. This is another one that's just in there. I think it's beautiful though. These I've done. And then this is another ornament. Okay, so that's in that bag. And I had stitched 2 of them and completed them. Let me put those back in there. This bag is kitted. I'm going to keep it kitted because I have those other ornaments I want to do. So I don't want to lose those. So this is one of them that I stitched this time. I'm going to show you all 4 of them together, but let me show you the ones I stitched this stitching time. So as you can see, it is Mary and Joseph's journey. And where are these cards? Oh, I put it underneath the stitching. Hold on, I'll go back in close again. This is Flight to Egypt. It is on 14 count Afghato from Fiber on the Whim. I'm sure I'm not pronouncing that correctly. I do use 3 strands of floss for the darkest color. The darkest color, the silhouette is stitched in 939. And I use 3 strands for that. So the second one I stitched this time is Wiseman's Journey. And like I said, I'll show you all 4 of them together when I'm done, but these are my 2 past ones that I did. The Wiseman's Journey. Beautiful. I love it. They are gorgeous. These are all stitched on the same fabric. Now, I've had some people reach out to me about the patterns because they can't find them. And I will admit, I've had these patterns for a long time. And that's why when I first started these, I had said that I had restarted it like 3 times. I've had these for so long. I wanted to get these patterns right. I wanted them to look as good as I've seen them the whole time I've had them. And my first attempt, I didn't like it. It wasn't the right fabric. It just, something wasn't right. When I started doing the 3 strands, I loved it. They are charted to where they kind of go out on the side a little bit because they were originally supposed to go in a pendant. And so that way they would be fully, you would fully wrap around it. Okay. I didn't like that. It looked odd. So I squared them up, but these are rectangles. So I took that out. They are marked on the pattern, this rectangle. So they're very easy. Now, I went to the Blackberry Lane Design site and she does list these. I don't think she sells anything, but I'm wondering if you can contact her and ask her if she can re-release these charts or if she can sell them as a PDF. Now, I have not reached out to her, but I do recommend that because she might know of a store that has them. So here is all 4 of them done together. I love them. These, I don't know. I say this all the time. These are my favorite, but wow, these are stunning. And I really, really like them. So those are a set of ornaments for all the kids. They will each get one of them and I will finish those into ornaments. Okay. The next finish is my middle child's, Owen's, special or unique ornament, I should say. Individual ornament. Now, why do I have a pink elephant? It is from this chart. It is Top Trunks from Lucy Heaton, and it was in a magazine. Let me show you the original. Okay. Now, I took this middle elephant. The only thing is I kind of had to round up his head a little bit because he has somebody standing on him. Let me go in closer so you can see. And I stitched him in pink. And as you can see, I wrote down BB chicken at the bottom and put a little heart. Now, why would I do a pink elephant? That seems like a strange thing to stitch for a Christmas ornament. When my middle son, Owen, was, I don't know, 2 or 3, he was a very quick talker. Even when he was little, he would come home from our friend's house and he would say that he saw BB chicken, which was a pink elephant that wore pajamas that lived at Paul's house. We have no idea what the pink elephant was. He would tell stories about it. He would make little noises. It was adorable. He knew that we kind of didn't believe a pink elephant, but he would make these little stories. They were adorable. It was adorable. He's adorable. So I wanted to do a pink elephant for him. So I just rotated the colors. I did use variegated floss, just stuff that I had on the shelf. There's 3 different color pinks and 2 different color grays. And so yeah, he got that ornament done. It is on a 16 count Picture This Plus aerial piece, and it was a scrap that I had. I literally just used a scrap. That's what I do a lot of my ornaments. I use scraps. It's a great way to use up some scraps. And sometimes I know the color and sometimes I don't. So, but it's okay because I only need to know the color to tell you guys, but sometimes I have it, sometimes I don't. Okay, the next one that I have is the Castle Homecoming. And I'm just trying to get my picture that was the latest. I don't think, wait a minute, let me see here. Okay, so I'm gonna show you the picture that I have. I am on part, I don't know what part this is. I have one more part that's been released that I haven't stitched yet. But since I haven't showed it with this part, I will show this part, and then next time I'll show that part. So this is my Castle Homecoming. This is the part that I have done. So you have the dragon and the knight, and he is roasting s'mores. I'm gonna come in closer so you can see that. Let me make sure, hold on. You can see he's roasting s'mores. So look at the wizard. I'm loving this. I am loving this. Now there is another part that just came out and I haven't stitched it yet. And it is underneath the bridgeway, which is like a little Loch Ness monster. And I haven't done that yet. So that's what the next part will be. So that's the next one that I have to stitch. Hold on, I got my, where did my card go? Oh, here it is. I'm stitching this on 14 count rainbow from Stony Creek. No, it is Over the Rainbow from Crosswing Collection. It is a 14 count piece of fabric that I had and I'm using. But I really like it for this project because when else am I gonna use rainbow fabric? Did I just drop something? No, okay. When am I gonna use rainbow fabric? So it kind of seemed like the best time to use it up. And I've enjoyed it. I always like Frosted Pumpkin. This is an ongoing Sal. So like I said, it's still current and I need to stitch the next part, which will be done after I get these 2 next ornaments done. Okay. That is a whip. So I'll show you that in whips, and so is that. All right, the next ones that I've gotten done are the Doreen Jones 50 gift ideas from Las Vegas. Now, this was in a magazine, and let me see if I can find, I thought if I wrote it down, the magazine. It's a magazine from overseas, and I didn't bring, it is cross/stitching.com, and that's the magazine name. It's from overseas, and I didn't bring the magazine pages in here because there wasn't great pictures without the charts. So they're done anyhow so you can see them. They are from Doreen Jones. I did these because we went to Las Vegas in March for the Con Expo. So I added the Con Expo and I added the year to symbolize we went. We all went as a family. This is the first one, and this is the bride and groom. I love it. The just married. I did this on a scrap, and I did this for Mackenzie because we joked with her that she didn't need to have a wedding. She could just get married in Vegas while we were there. She did not take us up on that offer. But I really like that. So that's her individual, or her Vegas ornament. This ornament is for my tree. It will stay on my tree. I didn't think the guys wanted the girls. So as you can see, they're the dancing girls. Really like them. And these are all stitched in a toile, so they're very blingy. It doesn't show up on camera, but they are in person. It's very pretty. This is the casino sign, and this is stitched on a scrap, and you will see that is literally a scrap of fabric. So that was another one from the set. This is the famous Las Vegas sign. That one was a pain in the butt for the back stitching because it was teeny tiny back stitching. And the last one, which was just another one, they had 50 different designs in there, which is kind of the skyline. So I will be fully finishing those into ornaments. I did 5 of those because one of those stays on our tree. Okay, the next set that I have is from Prairie Schooler. And I don't think you guys have seen any of these, so I will show you all of them. It is from St. Nicholas 2, the book. Now, I have my photocopies where I photocopy the chart because I keep my Prairie Schoolers. But as you can see, those are all the charts on there. And I picked out, there's 4. I did one for my tree. Mackenzie decided she didn't want a Santa. She wanted something different. So I will show you that later. She also got her name stitched in plaid because she's never had that done. And I did that a while ago. There's Otis. He's deaf. So he's kind of trying to say, Mom, can you come sit in the chair? Come here. Come here. Are you gonna come? No, he's not. He kind of does his own thing. Okay, so let's show the ones I did. The first one I did is for my youngest, for Jesse, and it is the Santa fishing because he likes to go fishing. He's not a huge hunter, but he does like to go fishing. So I did the Santa. These are all stitched on 14 count Picture This Plus Murky. They will look way better fully finished than they do now. And I tell people this all the time, Murky is one of those weird colors. It looks totally strange when you see it, but when it's finished, it gives it a nice vintage look. And I love, if you've been here, you know I love Murky. I'll show you some haul later. Stay tuned. Okay, the next one is the Santa with the boat. And I stitched this for Owen because he bought a boat this year. It's a fishing boat. It's not a sailboat that he bought, but it was a pretty pricey boat that he bought. He did buy used, but he wanted a boat. He has, one of our friends has a boat, so he was able to get him some advice, and it's a pretty big boat that he bought. He was super excited to buy it and he's loved it. He's loved it. He has taken it out on the ocean once, and then he's taken it to the lake. We have many lakes around us. He's taken to the lake several times. So he was on the boat this past weekend. He's even taken his baby brother on the boat with him. And I think that's awesome. So he's taken him fishing up there. So the next one is the Santa with the pipe. And that one's staying on my tree. I just loved the pipe Santa. And I had started him a while back and I just needed to finish him. Now, I'm normally not one that loves something that has a pipe. I have on a different Easter one changed the Easter bunny from smoking a pipe to a bubble pipe. And that's an easy, you could just backstitch some bubbles. But this is a Prairie Schooler. I have a hard time changing a Prairie Schooler. So my pipes, I think pipe smoking and Santa just fit. So I left it. All right, this is the last one. Now, I did a little tweaking on this one. I'm going to show you the chart, and I'm going to have to stand up so these are small. So that one right there, let me let it focus, with the teddy bear, is the one that I did. Let me put that back in my Prairie Schooler bag before I lose it. I changed it. I changed it to a monkey. So my oldest was the very first one to get these little gunned monkeys. They're like a 12-inch, 13-inch monkey, and he had this when he was little, and literally carried that little monkey everywhere. We had multiples because he got so attached to it. And then my other boys wanted a monkey. So everybody had a monkey, but it started with my oldest. So I changed the bear to a monkey. And it's actually a pretty good representation of the monkey. When I post it on Instagram, I'll post a picture of his monkey and you can see, I think I did pretty good changing the teddy bear to a monkey. So that one is for him. Okay, so I'm done with those. All right, the next one is an ornament that I do for my nephew. He has a beach themed Christmas tree and I always stitch him an ornament and my niece. So I try not to get something that's too girly because he's not gonna want that. So I got a pattern and it is from Elizabeth Overdone Grace. Elizabeth Overdone, and it's great white and it has 4 different great whites. Now I have either lost the cover picture to my chart or I didn't have one. I still have 2 more in there to do. This was the next one that I did. And I always put a great white fact on the bottom of it. Last year just said Shark Week because my nephew loves Shark Week. This year I put great whites. Great white name means ragged toothed. So his scientific name means ragged tooth. I cannot remember what this, oh wait a minute, this is Seraphim 14 count witching hour. I'm gonna go ahead and say this is one of my favorite fabrics for doing water stuff. It looks fabulous. I love that fabric. I need to get some more of that. Okay. The next ornament is my youngest's individual ornament. There's some fuzzies that you can see on the black. Okay. This is Woodland Creatures ornament, and he chose, this is from Vermilion Stitchery. Is it Vermilion? Yeah, Vermilion Stitchery, Woodland Creature ornaments. And let me take this out of the pattern holder. I think this is still available. I've had it for a long time. It might have been a kit at one time. I don't know. So he picked that raccoon he wanted. So he is a huge animal lover. He normally picks an animal for his individual one. And there's the raccoon done. I did make a change on the red border. I just used the same red that was on the inside. It was supposed to be 666. I am not a fan of 666 red. I think it's too orangey. So I changed it to 498, which is in the pattern as well. I think it turned out really, really good. And there was minimum back stitching on this, not bad. This was stitched on 14 count Barbara I Creations Old Witch Cape. Now, I really like this fabric. I'm not sure if you can see the variegation in it. It is very dark black with a little hint of gray. No blue, no green, just black. I really like this. She is overseas. I'm not exactly sure where she's from, but it is in pounds versus dollars, so you have to do the conversion when you check out. But she hasn't had any of this fabric in stock. I'm waiting till she gets it back in stock because I had ordered a piece of it to kind of see what it would be like. I love it for black versus just solid black Aida. I'm gonna order some more of that when it comes back in stock. Okay, this one is a Divine ornament from Leisure Arts. I got this pattern from, it's leisureartslibrary.com. And they have a lot of patterns on there. And when I was buying some major patterns, I saw this and I really liked these. And I did Unto Us a Child is Born. Now they did them in gold. I did not do them in gold. I did mine in Belle Tulip. And then I did Petite Treasure Braid, the gold. So it's very blingy in person. You probably can't see the bling on camera, but that gold does nice bling. I love the red, and I'm gonna finish that into an ornament. That's on Picture This Plus Murky. Red always pops on Murky. I love it. that one's staying on my tree. I want to do more of those, and I will do them more in that color as well. So I do have that bag somewhere. I think it's over there. I need to put that pattern in that bag. Okay, the next ornament I did is from Good Morning Maui, Harry 1. And it is the Harry Potter scene. This is for my niece. She has a little Harry Potter tree. And I have done her Draco Malfoy. I've done her an owl before. What else did I do? That might be it. And I did Severus Snape because she is a Snape fan. So this is on a scrap. This was the only green I had because Slytherin is green. So there, I put his name underneath it too, so you would know. I didn't add a lot with him. I didn't add anything else because I am hoping to do a narrow tag finish. I have some tags. He might be too big, but I was hoping. So I kind of kept him simple, but I did add his name. I love Good Morning Maui. They are on Etsy. She has adorable patterns in all kinds of different TV shows and movies. And oh, that was me. I bumped that. So I love those. All right, that should be all of my finishes. Now we'll go to whips. All right, let me get this one out of the way. This is my yearly prairie schooler. And I'm trying to think of where my pattern is for this one. Hold on. That's not it. Let me see if it's right here. It is the Arctic Lights. Oh, here it is. Okay. I started this and then kind of moved away from it so I could get some other stuff done. Now my board fell. I'm a hot mess, sorry. Okay, so I have a dog bone underneath my foot. It's too much, Michelle. Okay, this is the Prairie Schooler Arctic Lights. This was released, I think, last year. I do not do them in order. I just pick the one I want to do next. Now, I changed mine slightly. I changed it for a reason. Last year, I stitched a Prairie Schooler Santa in blue. And I loved it. It was the one with the polar bear. And I just think blue, winter, cold. So I changed it. And then I got to thinking, I don't want just one blue Santa on my tree. But if you look at like Priscilla Blaine's Prairie Schooler tree, it's gorgeous. It has tons of red Santas. And if you go through the yearly Santas, most of them are red. There is one yellow one, I think one yellow one, which is a fishing one. I wanted to do the blue one. That was super fun. I kept it in Prairie Schooler colors. So I'm not sure the Prairie Schooler color blue that I used last time, but this time I'm using to 930, which is the blue that I'm using. And then the cuffs of his, instead of doing white, I'm using 927, which is another Prairie Schooler color. So basically I kit up my Prairie Schoolers and I have a bag with all my patterns in it. And this is all the floss. This is a separate bag in here. There's also a yard of fabric in here. This is all the floss. So if it's in this floss bag, I can use it. It's still a, quote, Prairie Schooler color. So it's not gonna look odd and bright on my Christmas tree. It's not gonna stand out. It's gonna look like another, it would look like it should, if that makes sense. So I have this and I started him and this is as far as I've gotten. I did take, let me get closer, hold on. Let me hold it. I did take the Arctic Lights out and I put the year, and then I'm not doing the lights in the neon. I don't think you're gonna be able to see this. Those are beads. They're just clear beads. And I liked how they worked. So that's my start, changing him to blue. So I think there's another Prairie Schooler Santa that has like the wind blowing on him. And I think I might change him to blue too. Just so that I don't have, you know, I have some more blue. It's still Prairie Schooler. I haven't changed the colors. Like I'm not doing something crazy. It's still Prairie Schooler colors, but I did change the red. So that was super fun. And I'll get back to working on him soon. Okay, the next one, now I haven't done tons of work, but I have done some work. It doesn't look like I've done some work, but I have. This is not going to be done before the wedding, clearly. But I also want to really enjoy working on it. So I work on it and then I take a break. And this is the wedding sampler that I'm doing for my son and his fiance. She picked it. It is the bride and groom, and this is from Laser Arts Designs on Etsy. And it is a watercolor bride and groom. And I will add their name down below when I'm done. So that's the pattern. Let me put that back in the bag before I lose it. This is stitched on 14 count under the sea fabric. And this is where I'm at. So I have just a smidge more to fill in on the side of the guy's coat, and then I will drop down to the next row, which gets more of her dress and more of his. So I still have way more to go, and her dress comes way out there. But it is funny because, let me show you up close. Do you see all the confetti? But then when you move away, it looks so pretty. So this has been a lot of fun. It's something that I've never done before. I've never stitched anything like this. But I decided since I wasn't gonna get it done in time for the wedding, then let me not rush. So I'm not rushing it. She will get it. I still have to have it framed even, so it will be fine. Okay, the next one is my Bella Filipina. Gaia. And I am stitching her on Fabric Flare from Stitchery Express. Cindy is fantastic if you need help. This is Canvas in Motion. Oh, I just dropped a bunch of stuff. All right, let me find the top. All right, I am not taking this out of the hoop, but you can see my progress. Now, I've done some of the Krynic up through here, which is kind of hard to see, but it will be surrounded by other colors soon. And that's as far as I've gotten. I have not gotten to stitch on this in a while, but I have stitched on it since I last showed you. Sorry, I was trying to pick up some of the stuff I dropped. I'm going to use it as a reward for getting my ornaments done, and I'm going to get some more stitching time in. Excuse me while I pick that stuff off the floor. This is professional, totally professional here. Okay, I'm going to use that as a reward and get some stitchy days in on it when I get the ornaments done. I'm super excited too. Okay, the next whip that I have is a wedding cake Mill Hill ornament. Now, I don't know that I'm going to get this done this year, but this will go to Mackenzie when it is done. I literally have very little done. Where's the picture? Okay. Where's the picture? That's a good idea. That's the chart. That's my copy. Apparently, I've lost the picture. Nope, here it is. So, it's a little wedding cake. I am not doing it on the perforated paper, but I'm doing it on 25 count Pebble Lugana from Lori Holt. Now, I take this sometimes in the car when I go on Sundays with my husband, because sometimes he stops at Northern Tool, and this is all I have so far. It's but it gives me something to do. I have a couple other ornaments in here. I have a little apron, Mill Hill apron from Mackenzie because she loves to cook. That will be a future one. And then I have an ornament from me, which is roller skates, because I, as a kid, loved to roller skate. Loved. I used to roller skate all the time. Sometimes I just go out in our garage and roller skate for a long time. And I keep it in my little Hello Kitty. It's supposed to be a makeup bag, but it works. It's easy for me to grab and take. Okay, the next one, these are the last two of the individual ornaments that I have started. I don't have much of a start, so this is not going to be exciting. This one is for my oldest son. He he is like in a, it's a club. He goes to the gun range and they practice long range shooting. Anyhow, so this is the American gun design from the X Stitch Conservative. It's not spelled out correctly, but it is on Etsy. And that's the gun. That is not the type of gun he shoots. He shoots a bigger gun and they shoot downrange, and it's a whole thing. I don't understand it, but he enjoys it. So anyhow, this is the outline that I've started. Not super exciting, but it's started. So what am I stitching that on? A scrap of fabric. That's the information I have. I think it's either 16 or 18 count. And I just stitched it on there because it would fit. And actually that hoop is probably way too big and that piece is probably way too big for it. But it's like 80 by 60 maybe. So I wanted to make sure I had enough room. And I was too lazy to count it out. Go big or go home. All right, the last whip that I have, and then I'm gonna do giveaways, is 1989 from Nat X Stitches. And this is on Etsy, I believe. And this is a album cover from Taylor Swift. Now, I am not a Swiftie, so it's just not something I know about, but I've started it for her. It's almost done. I have just a little bit more to go. And I just did it on a scrap. Because these colors are kind of light, I did it on a darker scrap so you could see it. Okay, so that is all of my whips and stitching. And as you can see, I have been busy. Okay, I have 2 giveaways today. And I'm just gonna say that if I get busy, the next time I do a Flosstube, hopefully it'll be before the wedding, but if not, you will get your giveaway. Just be patient with me in case I get busy. So the first chart I'm going to do is Gaia from Bella Filipina. I have 2 of them. Somebody else is going to get this chart. It is brand new and sealed. So if you want the Gaia chart, put number 1 in your comment. Okay, just number 1. The number 1. Don't spell it out. Just number 1. And the second chart, I have showed this ornament that I did. I used this chart. I just did the Santa on skates. So I want to give this chart to somebody else who would want it, maybe to do just the Santa on skates or to do the whole ornament or to the whole project. It is Merry Christmas from Cottage Gardens, and you're going to put number 2. You could put number 1 and 2 in your comment. You could do both. Doesn't bother me. I do random comment generator, and so it'll just pick. You do have to be 18, and don't say giveaway in your response. Just put the number. Okay, so stash. There is a lot, and we're going to do stash and stitchy plans. So maybe I'll break stash up into 2 parts, and I'll do 1 part and then do stitchy plans and then do the second part. So it's not just so much stash. Because it's been so long, I have a lot of stash. The first stash that I have, let me get this board out of the way because we don't need it no more. The first that I have is the September 2023 Patreon ornament from Teresa Kogut. She just released it. I absolutely loved it. and I had to buy it. We have the opportunity to buy the ornament for a reduced price before she releases it at some point to the public, if you're in her Patreon. And I loved this, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, I'm buying it. And actually, I hope to stitch this year. I don't know, but I hope to. It is Santa's here. Isn't he great? I love him. Love it. So I hope to get him to stitch, at least get him started. Maybe I can't finish him, but at least get it started. I am super excited to get these ornaments done. All right, I wanted to show you, this is September's release from her Patreon. I am in her tier 4. So I get 3 charts and coloring pages, and then the option to buy the reduced priced ornament. So this is Fall Feels. I love it. I will be stitching this next year, hopefully. I love that scarecrow's face. Look at his face. Really cute. This is One Acorn. The creation of 1,000 forests is in one acorn. And I think he's pretty too. There was another one, and it might have gotten, I might not have brought it over here, or I don't think it's fallen anywhere. Oh, yes it is. Here it is. I didn't pick it up. It is Velvet Cushion. And it said, I would rather sit on a pumpkin and have it all to myself than be crowded on a velvet cushion. And I think that's cute. Her fall ones are some of my favorite. So I don't know if y'all saw her new release that she's doing, which is a fall with a scarecrow in a barn. And I was super excited. And then I've been organizing my craft rooms and my patterns, and I realized I have that pattern. It was a Patreon release, probably around when I first started. I think I could go back and buy some releases or something like that, or it was when I first started. I don't remember. Anyhow, I have that pattern, and I'm super excited to stitch it. I don't have any plans to start it. I'll tell you about my plans coming up. All right, so this is Let It Stitch, and I have never done one of their kits, but they look amazing and I really want to. And what better can I do than decorating the haunted house? This was off of 123 Stitch. I'm sorry about the glare, but I'm not taking out of the package because, as you can see, it's a whole kit. It is awesome with all the little skeletons and the ghosts. I love it. With that theme in mind, I really enjoyed this kit. I bought both because I couldn't decide. This is Moonlight Manor. And I love the people trick-or-treating. I just love everything about this. Now, I did get mine when it was slightly on sale. I don't know if it still is, but I love it. I love it. I love those 2 kits. Now, we had a whole discussion yesterday. My local stitching group, there was 4 of us, including me, that went down to a cross-stitch store, and I'll tell you more about that. But we had a conversation that collecting, we don't use the hoarding word, which I was totally on par for, is different than stitching. Okay, so now that we know that, all right, Erin Elizabeth, Summer Tier. I really liked this. I liked everything about it, so I thought that was really cute. That was from 123 Stitch. This was on clearance, and they had a couple of these patterns on clearance. I have done Mrs. Claus out of this same designer. And I really, really like this designer. So when I saw this one, now I don't have any grandkids right now, but I really want to stitch this for the future. So I think when I do have a first grandkid, I'm stitching this. I think this is adorable, and it is Grandma's house. It was on clearance, so I don't know if they still have it, but it's so cute. Look at the little grandparents and the chair and the tea and the cuckoo clock. and the knitting. I just loved everything. So I had to buy that one. This was also on sale. It is Celebrating Christmas. And I think the parts of this are really cute to make little mini ones. So I bought that. I also got yard sauce from the Stitching with the Housewives. Now, I stitched one of their recipes before, the gingerbread one, and I only did the top portion of it, and I did it as a pillow. I saved my gingerbread pattern because I would eventually like to stitch these to hang in my kitchen and have all of the different seasonal, all the different recipes. I'm hoping they come up with more because I want more. But I don't think I want to stitch them on black. So I have to think of a conversion for them to stitch them in there. But I love the yard sauce, so of course I got that one. Okay, this is from Forbidden Fiber, and I actually ordered this. Did I order anything else? I don't think so. It is Holiday Express, and it says Believe, and I love that because my kids used to love Polar Express. So I got that. And as you know, charts should not travel alone, so I got Sharks and Minnows. And if you are a Yellowstone fan, and you probably can't read it, it says there are sharks and minnows in this world, and if you don't know which you are, you ain't a shark. So I like that one. Okay, this one and this one is the Country Cottage Beach Club. Two of them that I got since last time I showed you. I am in the club with Barefoot Needle Arts down in Surf Beach, Surfside Beach in North Carolina. Sorry. But I get it from Barefoot Needle Art, and I'm in their club. They send an invoice, you pay it. They ship so fast. So fast. Amy and Memory are amazing. They are now dyeing their own fabric. So I'm excited next time to go. Fingers crossed, I'm going to try to sign up for the February retreat again. And I can't wait to go to their store again. It's amazing. So, all right. This is Mill Hill 3 Kings. I think it's beautiful. It is a Jim Shore. It is a book, not a kit, Mill Hill. And then I got some Bella Filipina, and I'm not going to read these names because some of them are crazy, and let's just face it, I'm going to murder them, and then I'm going to get a comment that that's not the way you say it. And okay, we're just going to show the charts. You can read the name for yourself. I have been on a Bella Filipina kick, and I've picked up some of them here and there. I actually think I ordered these from Stitchery Express because she had some that I hadn't seen on 123 Stitch. I also lied. So I have told several people that, like, I'm not a mermaid person. So don't listen to me when I say that I don't want to stitch a mermaid. I clearly do. I clearly do. I did sign up for the Bella Filipina mermaid sal, which is supposed to be 4 seasonal mermaids, and they're smaller. And I'm waiting to see what those look like. I can't wait. I don't know that I'm going to stitch them all as one. I'm thinking I might stitch them individually. All right, let's pause in haul and talk about some plans. So I am fixing to be done with my ornaments. I have 2 started. Those are the only 2 I have left to do. I got to start on them. I need to finish them. And then the only other Christmas plans I have is I want to stitch 2 more Wiseman for my nativity scene. So I stitched 1 Wiseman. I showed you that, I think last time. You could see it in my last video. And I want to stitch the other 2 Wiseman. So that's my goals for this year for Christmas. Once I get that done, I've pretty much done with my Christmas plans for this year. Now, I have the Teresa Kogut ornament that I would love to stitch, and I may start that. But those are really my plans. So before the end of September, I am going to start something that I've started Pandemic a while ago, like maybe at the beginning of COVID. And I just never really got into it. Maybe it was the colors I chose. I don't know. I don't know. I love Saga. So if you don't know, it's a new Long Dog sampler. It's actually her biggest one. And it's all the animals in it, all the arches and the animals. And there's a hippo in it, which I love hippos. There's giraffes, there's a rhino, there's an alligator. I mean, you can keep looking at this and keep finding different things. So I love that. I have a spot over my fireplace that has just a big picture on it. And I would actually like to replace that picture with a piece of stitching. That's my ultimate goal. This fits the bill. I have the fabric. I am using flannel flower from Fox and Rabbit. It's 14 count Aida. Because this is such a big one, I was keeping it simple. Now I'm going to show you the, oh, this is not showing well. Maybe that, it's showing kind of a yellowy cast and it is not. Let me see if I can go in. That's my lighting. Let's see if I can go in closer and get out that yellow lighting. It is very creamy. And it's, gosh, see, this goes yellow, that doesn't go good. That's more true to color, but it doesn't have any yellow in it. It's very creamy with hints of gray in it. Now, this is the piece that I have to stitch it. And these are my colors. So my house has creamy tan in it. And I love it. I'm not a taupe person. I'm awful with taupe. Taupe goes pinky. I'm not good with taupe. Don't give me taupe. So I wanted something that would match my family room because I have a specific spot that I want this project to go in. So I'm going to stick with tanny colors because that's tanny browns, because that's what I have in my house. That doesn't show the color of my wall well because there's kind of weird lighting going on here, but that's my ceiling. So you can see it is tan. It's creamy tan. My whole house is creamy tan. Because, except the boys' room, they have blue rooms. And that's only because I haven't repainted them since they were kids. And I'm not going to because they bang and ding walls. And so until they leave, I'm not painting this house. Okay, so my colors are 3371, which I have a cone of. And I am planning on doing the archways in 3371. Then I want to do the animals in, it's 08. DMC 08, and the rest of the bits and pieces in the background will be 07. So you can see the difference in the colors when I hold them up. Let me put them up against the cone so you can see. So that's my color palette. That's it. I have lots of floss in here to do it with, and before the end of September, I am going to start this for Sampler September. Little different sampler, but it's still a sampler, and I'm gonna start it after I finish those ornaments. When I finish those ornaments, it's fair game to start that. All right, I don't wanna bump that. Let's go back to, well, let's talk more about plans. So I've been thinking about what am I going to stitch for next year. I will still do 16 ornaments for my kids. I will do an ornament, some for me as well. I plan on having ornaments as to-go things, grabbing, quick in-between projects, maybe when I just need a little project here and there. I have all of my Christmas ornaments in a 31 cube, and I have it on the shelf. And I'm gonna keep them there because anything that's ornament size goes in that cube. And it's really great to be able to pull that cube off the shelf, go through it, pick out an ornament that I want to do and start it. So that's my goal, is to keep doing ornaments, but not focusing as much. I also would like to stitch some of the mill hills that I have. I have a ton tons of mill hills. I would like to stitch some of those. I don't know that I have a specific goal of how many mill hills I want to stitch, but I want to stitch some mill hills. So that's a goal. The other is to work on some of these bigger projects. I still have Beauty Fades from Teresa Kogut. I want to work on Saga. I want to start the wedding work on the wedding sampler more. There are tons of Teresa Kogut patterns that I want to stitch, some samplers that I want to stitch. There's just different projects that I want to stitch, and with doing just seasonal stuff, I've not gotten to stitch them. There's some like home things that I could leave out year round that I haven't gotten to stitch. That's what I want to move to next year. I still might stitch an occasional seasonal one, but I'm going to focus on more of ones that can be left out all the time or framed. I want to work on my Bella Filipina. Maybe I'll get my Mirabilia out and work on it. I love it. I just don't love that chart. I don't love that Mirabilia chart. I wish I could figure out a better alternative to it. And maybe I'll figure out on how to take a picture of it and blow it up and stitch from that. That might be okay. But that's kind of my thinking next year, is to move away from just seasonal. Like I said, not that I'm not going to stitch any seasonal, but I want to be able to incorporate some of these other projects that I've really been wanting to work on, but I haven't had time yet. So that's my goal for next year. I've not totally definitively got all plans done. I'm also revamping my craft room. I'm streamlining it more. I want to put like all of my finishing stuff in one area right now. Some of it's here, some of it's there. I want to have an area. I need to go through and organize my whips better so that I can pull those off the shelf. I have been really, really picky this year, and I have abandoned some whips. Some of them I just didn't have much of a start, and I thought, I don't feel like working on this anytime soon. I have very little. I'm going to abandon this. Not that I won't ever pick it back up and stitch it again, but I just didn't feel like I had enough progress, or I didn't really like the fabric. So I was like, I'd like to restart this with different fabric. So I've been very picky and trying to weed down some of those projects and make sure I really am stitching things that I really want to see hanging on my walls. So with that said, I've been organizing. My craft room is a mess right now. I have some big long-term projects that I need to do in there. My goal now is to get every single pattern I own into my filing cabinet. Right now, I have some patterns that are in like this seasonal box. They need to go in my filing cabinet. I have samplers in an IKEA shelf. It needs to go in my filing cabinet. So I weeded out some patterns, stuff that I knew I wasn't going to stitch in my lifetime. And I just need to get in there more. The other thing I need to do is get my fabric organized. I have fabric everywhere, and I have them in bins, but I don't need them in bins. I need them to go back in the filing cabinet. But I like using the method. Oh, Steel City Stitchers. One of the girls showed where she put it on comic board and she put it in a container. Now mine are in a filing cabinet. I have 2 drawers done, but I need to add to them. I need to put, like, I know the blue and green drawer is done and the red and purple drawer is done. So I need to take fabrics that I have in there. And right now that's all Aida out there. So I would like to get all of my Aida in that drawer. My Lugana, I don't know that I'm going to be able to fit my Lugana in there. I don't have as much, but once I get all the Aida in there, I think I'm going to be out of room. So yeah, I need to go through all that. That's another big goal. Once I do that, I can move stuff around, and hopefully I will have more access to the things that I need and be able to go through the things that I have and see it better. That's my big project in my craft room. So not that anybody asked for that, but there you go. Okay, so 18 count Murky. It has arrived. How long did it take to get here? Well, I placed this order in March of 2022 and I bought 4 yards. And I don't even feel bad about that. I feel zero guilt about buying 4 yards because it took 1.5 years to get here. I now have 18 count Murky. Literally, you have to order from whoever is now taking Picture This Plus direct orders. You have to order it from them. I don't know who that is. It has changed multiple times. I can't keep up. It is a long wait. I don't recommend doing it. I recommend you buying, if you want Murky, you find it on the shelf somewhere. You find it from a store that has it in stock. You buy it from 123 Stitch. But 123 Stitch does not carry 18 count as of right now. And I haven't seen it in a long, long time, if ever, from 123 Stitch. So I placed an order for 4 yards. It finally came. I had sent numerous emails to say, hey, like, I know this was supposed to take a while, but at the time I ordered, it was like 9 months. 1.5 years later, I get my fabric. I never heard from them. I just got a shipping notice after like 3 or 4 emails, and it finally came. I do not recommend ordering fabric that way. So don't do that, but I'm kind of obsessed with 18 count Murky in general. It's my addiction. Let it go. It's a hobby. It's okay. Okay. I ordered the Anytown from Keepsakes. So I finally got that. Mine took a little longer because I had ordered fabric. They had some fabric that I wanted to try. So, and no problem at all. I had no problem waiting. I actually got an email from Stephanie that said, hey, we're just waiting on some of your fabric. I think yours goes out next week. I said, hey, no problem, just checking. So this is Anytown fabric from Needle Bling, and this is 16 count. It was their suggested fabric. I ordered it. I don't think I'm going to use it, but I might. I also got, they had suggested to do the Anytown on Atomic Ranch. This is 16 count Tawny Town. They called it Tawny Town. That one was called Shrekie's Tan. So this is Tawny Town from Atomic Ranch. They're very similar in color. I just wanted to try Atomic Ranch. I haven't tried theirs before. They had it in stock at Keepsake, so I bought it. This is Atomic Ranch Weathered Stone, 14 count. I really like this color. I really like this color. So that's probably one that I'm gonna buy again. And this is 16 count. This is called, oh, I can't read the writing. It could be Freeze. It could be Frenzy. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. And that's Atomic Ranch. So I got to order a couple of those, and I've always wanted to check them out. So it was a great time while I was ordering the chart to get some other stuff. They also sent some stickers. They totally didn't need to do that, but it was super sweet with a little note. Let me put that on the back side. So those are cute. All right, I also got my fabric of the month from XJU Designs, and this one is June's Antique Gray, I think is the way you say it. This is a piece of Lugana. No, Antique Green, I'm sorry. It's green, it's not gray. It's a very muted green, but I bought their fabric of the month because they had Lugana, and Color and Cotton could no longer get Lugana. So I ordered from XJU Designs. I've done their Ada Club before, so I thought that was fun. All right, I'm gonna get rid of these bags so you don't have to keep hearing that. This is my haul from yesterday. The Stitchy group went down to, and I'm gonna show you the name of the store as soon as I can find it. Don't tell me I lost my needle minder. Oh, here it is. It is called The Stitchin' Kitten. So that's the name of the store. It is in Columbia, South Carolina. It's about an hour and 45 minutes. So our local stitching group asked if anybody wanted to go. We were gonna take a day trip. We got in the car. There was 4 of us, including me. We went. We had a great time. We met at Denise's house, and Denise has a beautiful old home and tons of stitching in there, tons of beautiful quilts. We enjoyed looking at it all. I was oohing and aahing over all of her stitching. And then she also made us homemade cinnamon rolls, which was so sweet. I was like, I can just move in at any time. She has the cutest little Yorkie dogs. They're like, one's like 3 pounds. Like, she's so small. So we all drove down there. We went to the store, we ate lunch, then we came back. So Beth went, Rachel went, and Denise went, and I went. So we all had a great time. And the Stitchin', let me make sure I get it right, Stitchin' Kitten had some very unusual stuff. Now, it's a relatively new store. They bought out the stock of a closing store in Florida. So they had some older stuff, which I didn't expect for a new store, and I love to dig. So let me show you some of the stuff I got. I only picked up 1 piece of fabric, and I will tell you the reason why I got it. This is 28 count Sequoia Lugana. I don't know who the dyer is, so it doesn't say. This was discounted down because this is a beautiful color, and that's pretty accurate. On the back, and it was marked on the tag, it has a little red dot. Can you see that little red dot? I don't care. I will stitch over that. It was clearance, it was marked down because of the little red dot, and Michelle said, well, let me put that in my cart. So I did. Okay, so that was the only piece of fabric I got. Why am I putting it back in a plastic bag? I don't know. I did pick up some treasure braid and some Krynic in my favorite gold colors. I don't like, and I don't know how else to say this, and I don't mean it bad. Petite treasure braid has various colors of gold, and some of them, in my opinion, are gaudy gold or really, really gold, I guess is the way I should say it. I shouldn't say gaudy, because the gaudy people think not good, and that's not true. It's just really, really bright. So I like a more muted gold, and they had it, so I picked them up. So did a little stocking. I will change out golds that I have with Petite Treasure Braid because I love that color. All right, they also had some Bent Creek zipper kits, and the pictures are really small. I'm not gonna open up the kits because it's all in there, but there is the Scarecrow, and he is called Scared Crow. He's really cute. That's the picture of what he is. They also had Patriotic Santa. And they had this zippered kit, which is Blackbird House, all from Bent Creek. Sorry, there's a glare. So those were very unplanned, but you can't really find these. So I bought those up. Oh, I had another kit, but I think I forgot to bring it over here. Yes, I left it over by my chair. I will show you that next time because it's a gorgeous, gorgeous kit. It's a Janlin kit. I will show you next time. All right, I bought Forest Home from the Blue Flower. It's got a bunch of really nice animals. I just love that. I bought this old Lizzie Kate kit, which is called Special Edition Happy Howl Days. Now, it did come with fabric. I'm not going to do it on green. I know I won't. Actually, that would have been perfect for Snape, wouldn't it? Darn nabbit. I bought 2 lavender and lace. One is Song of Christmas and one is Secret Santa. And those I just don't find very often, so I bought those. I bought another little Lizzie Kate, and this is the inspirational boxer quotes. And it says, I know God won't give me anything I can't handle. I just wish he didn't trust me so much. And it has a little pin cushion that you can do too. I think it's really pretty. I got some Lizzie Kates, and I need to check my stash because I'm not sure if I have these. But it is Wanted Santa 02 and Merry Ho Ho. And if I have them, these will become giveaways. Or I probably need to check and see if my sister wants them. She can have them too. They were literally $3. What did I have to lose, right? Wee Santa 96 and 98. I did not have these. Whoops. These are heart and hand. So I got those. Now, these Prairie Schooler ones, I don't know if I think I have them. They may be in revisited ones, but these were original cardstock and they were $2. So I bought them. I'm not sure if I have those, but if I don't, I now have them in cardstock and they were $2. Oh, here's another one. Okay, now this one, I'm gonna have to show you the picture with them all done. It is a Bent Creek and it's called Big Zipper. Let me get to the one that has all of them. And it has all of the charts and the frame. Do you see all of that? Normally, these were sold individually. This was sold with the big chart, all the small ones, for 12 bucks. It was originally used to stitch the shop model. I didn't care. $12, that's an awesome price for all those charts, so I bought it. This is another Bent Creek land that I love. I did not have it, and that's a fantastic owl. I'm sorry, eagle, not owl, eagle. And I love the houses. So I bought that one. Oh, they have a really pretty one at the back too. I don't think that's in here. No, it's not. I like that one too. Wish they had had that one. Oh well, something to keep my eye out for. I got Classics Christmas ornaments from Vermilion Stitchery. Now I have some of these classic Santas in a different pattern, but I definitely did not have all of these. So I bought that one. Okay, the last two pieces and then we're done. Okay, the first one is Glendale Place Poltergeist Pirates. Now this came with the buttons as well. And I just like that. I have no idea why, but I really like that. I have never stitched a Glendale Place before, and I need to. I need to. I also got the petite treasure braids that go with it. That was kitted. And I got Phantom Plantation. And let me tell you, I don't know that I could like this more. Let me show it to you. It has the swamp. It has the cart being pulled by the skeleton horse. It has a vulture. I love the swampy trees. I love this. So I couldn't pass that one up either. All right, so that was a lot of haul, a lot of stitching. I do have one more piece of haul I'll show you next time. It was a Janlin kit, and I've never seen it before, and I loved it, but it's sitting beside my table because I was looking at it some more. So that is it. That's all I have to show. My stitching plans for the remainder is to get those other two ornaments done. I will be done with ornaments, and then to work on my two wise men for my nativity, and then I will be fully finishing. By the way, if you just heard a noise, that was one of my dogs grumbling. That was not me, I promise. They are underneath my feet. Well, actually, they might have all left. That might have been the last one. Maybe he's like, okay, she's talking too much, I'm leaving. Okay, so that's it. That's all I have. I'm gonna work on those, and I hope to start Saga. Super excited. And I hope just to be able to start working on some bigger projects. You'll still see seasonal stuff from me. You'll still see ornaments from me, but I'm going to start working in bigger projects and some projects I just wanted to get to and I haven't gotten to them yet. So those are my plans. That's what I'm doing. I hope you guys are staying cool. If you're in hot weather, which I think pretty much everybody is so far, hopefully it'll start cooling off for everybody soon. I love fall. Can't wait for it to cool down. And happy stitching. And hopefully I will be back before the wedding. We'll see time-wise and if I can film. But I will be stitching and I'll be back to show you more when I'm done. Thanks.